Hey guys and girls, Nathan Birch here from beinvested.com.au, and today I'm here to talk to you about the treasure of the country, Joe Hockey. Joe Hockey recently made some comments which pissed some people off, but that's what happens in life, is people aren't always happy with what other people have to say, especially if it's not what you want to hear. The fact is that I'm not going to go in and say that what Joe Hockey said was correct or incorrect, but I want to expand on that a little bit further, which the media has beaten him up about throughout the media and made him sound like the villain. The fact is that Joe Hockey came out and he said to Sydney property buyers that if you want to buy a property in Sydney, you've got to go get yourself a better job. If you listen to what Tony Abbott says even as a front bench minister, it is very hard to pay for a mortgage. What is a common theme here is that these guys run a country, do all the stuff that they do, but they're not property investors. They're not buying property, they don't know how to buy property or anything like that. The fact is that from what I decipher from what Joe Hockey said, is that if you want to buy a house in Sydney, have a house what you want, if you can't afford it, go and earn more money. The fact is that when I was 18 years old and I bought my first house out in Western Sydney in the sunny suburbs of Mount Druitt, 2770, if you want to go on to realestate.com and see what those properties sell for today, you'll be surprised. The fact is that I wish I could have a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-living area, double lock-up garage, home where I have a nice alfresco out the backyard so I can entertain all my friends and family. But the fact is that I was shit poor and I couldn't afford that. The fact is that I bought in line with what I could afford, or I had to increase my budget. The fact is that today a lot of people look at buying a property and they go, I can't afford this, I can't afford to live in the city, I can't afford this, it's a victim mentality, I can't do this, it's so hard, whatever. The reality of it is that my mum and dad, my dad worked 2 full-time jobs, my mum stayed at home and raised the kids. My parents had 4 children, lived in a 3-bedroom red brick house with 1 bathroom, and not just a separate toilet, like, if someone's busting to go to the toilet in the morning and someone's brushing their teeth, if someone quite walks in and brushes, while you're brushing your teeth, someone comes in to try and snap one off in front of you. Fact is that isn't an ideal situation, but my mother grew up in the North Shore. She couldn't afford to live on the North Shore, so my parents went and bought in Parramatta. At that time, it wasn't established to what it is today, and that's where we grew up. And the fact of it is that you can buy within your means, but a lot of people nowadays expect everything. Sydney isn't the place that it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years or 100 years ago. And the fact is, in 10 years time, 20 years time, 30 years time, 40 years time, 50 years time, it won't be the same place either. The decision is that you need to buy something that's going to work for you. If you can't afford, I always said I wish I had a Lamborghini or a Bentley or a Rolls or whatever. I couldn't afford that to start off with, so I didn't sit there and whinge about it. I went and worked out a way on how I could go and get that one day, and I aspire to. I don't own a Lamborghini yet, I don't own a Rolls, but certainly have a Bentley. And the fact is that I couldn't get it from the start. I used to drive $500 cars because that's all I could afford, and they were pieces of shit. And when they broke down, I'd put them on Trading Post and sell them and buy another one for $500. And it's a matter of using that property as a vehicle to get you from where you are today to where you want to be. It may be that you buy a little 1-bedroom unit in a suburb of Penrith because that's what you can afford today. But in time, when that goes up in value, you sell it off and you move into something a little bit bigger, a little bit better, and a little bit better, and a little bit better, until you get to your ideal dream goal. Not everything comes when you're 22 years old and you get to have a 4-bedroom house on 5 acres of land in Vaucluse. Fact is that opportunities are out there every day of the week, and just like if you watch the Social Network and learn about the Facebook guys that started Facebook, those guys, I think it's the Winklebottom brothers or something like that, they're the guys that had the idea of Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook, and for 5 years they did nothing. They just sat there and whinged and complained about how this guy stole their product. What they could have done at the same time is built something better and made something better than Facebook, but they didn't, and they lost the opportunity, and no one even knows who those guys are because I can't remember their names even to tell you this on camera. Fact is that opportunities are out there all around you. Don't get caught up in all the bullshit. If you want to do something, take action, be committed to your plans, and make it happen. Catch you later. Have a good day.